Hello friends, hope you have been keeping well. For those returning subscribers, welcome back. Appreciate you and your support. For those who are new, my name is Pat and welcome to our channel. And by that I mean the occasional German Shepherd who pops by. Honestly, this was not planned. I honestly didn't plan this. She just jumps on me every time I start talking. But other than that, she just sits by and enjoys listening to news. So today we have a lot to talk about, lots of good stuff and around mainly the NBN actually. So I am sorry this episode is very NBN centric, but fear not, tomorrow's episode, get a double episode this week, won't be all about that. So it'll be about Google Stadia, Netflix and much more news that has come out this half of the week. Now, the NBN is back in print. Let's build a picture here with some context in this particular order. I have been reading a bunch of news from this week. First off, we need to talk about Aussie Broadband, and they are just an NBN RSP who you may have seen I mentioned in my description below. Don't go there yet, just hang on. In the way of full disclosure, and I'm not sure if this is obvious or not, but I have no deal or sponsorship with these guys. They're just my choice of providers that I have found to provide good service so far, and I'm happy to recommend these when asked. I also shared the referral link that is available to every customer. You can look it up in your account with no strings attached. That gives you a $50 credit towards your plan and also gives me the same amount. Now, with that said, these guys are in the news, and as soon as I thought and I saw this, I thought, oh man, what's happened now? And I mean, will this change my opinion of them? Well, not in a negative way apparently. So Aussie Broadband is working towards a better deal for disadvantaged Australians and also joining in with Vocus and Vodafone to reconsider how the CVC is implemented, which we will discuss in a moment. They have joined the ACCAN asking for the 50 megabits to be halved in price for disadvantaged users and households who are receiving also government assistance, suggesting a price of $35 to $39 per month on the unlimited data NBN 50 product. A very different approach for sure to get customers, and it could mean an uptake in NBN products. However, if it became available, remember all RSPs could provide this offer, so it's not necessarily a good light on them that they're all being very humanitarianistic, but it does mean that they are thinking about certain groups of people in Australia. Now, how realistic is a plan priced for those who are struggling with their finances or other ways? Well, I really don't know. There has been many examples where certain costs are priced differently based on age and financial status. Just think of bus or train tickets. It's not unheard of. Doing something like this would be admitting that the internet is a human necessity. Maybe not like water or power, but you can't pay either of these without the internet, and these days you can't even have a phone line without being connected to the NBN. I mean, they sort to that. Now, I certainly believe that internet access should be affordable and even to the level of a must-have. The question I put to you guys is, do you think the internet is a human right? Let's chat in the comments below about that. Now, price-wise in general, without any subsidy, the NBN is a very expensive product for the average Australian anyway. We could compare it to other countries all day long, but that's neither here nor there. We're not there, and nothing's going to change the way we're doing things here because of other countries. But that, again, is problematic because other countries could lead by example, and if Australia just followed some of their examples, we might have a better infrastructure in regards to the internet. Not everything, let's not get me wrong here. I think a much lower price for all levels of speed should be implemented, and the difference made up in how many people actually connect, because we want to connect to the NBN, we want to use the product, and we want to have a price that is reasonable. Now, if you have a product that is affordable, you will have more people using it. And if you provide a service that is capable of providing high speed and create high speed plans for those who can afford them, they will pay and provide you, the RSP and NBN Co, with income. It's not rocket science. Let's be frank, there are also folks who are willing to pay that $200 per month or more for speeds beyond 100 megabits. I'm thinking 250, 350, 500 a gigabit. Now, that's just some thoughts. Let me know what you guys think about that. Would you pay more? Are you willing to pay more for more speed if all the prices sort of came down a little bit? So keeping that in mind, let's talk about Vocus and Vodafone and Aussie Broadband's submission to NBN Co in regards to the CVC cost structure. Now, when NBN Co put out a discussion document to all the RSPs, we talked about this a little while back, they wanted to get their thoughts on the NBN's current rollout, and the replies were pretty clear. Please, and I quote, reconsider the CVC pricing model itself in order to create a sustainable price structure in the long term. Now, if you want to get into more detail, I have put all the links to the sources below. You can have a read when you want. Now, reworking the CVC price structure is one thing, and a change actually making a difference to the affordability on the customer side is another. The question is the CVC model the sole reason for the ridiculous price of the NBN? It's been talked about a lot. A lot of people have been pointing the finger at it. And honestly, I don't know. And I just haven't been able to figure it out. NBN Co isn't very forthcoming with their exact calculations and everything like that. Some RSPs do know a little bit more, and if you want to check out an interview with an RSP owner, I'll put that link below in the comments there. Remember, they are still in a build mode and cash flow is an issue. We talked about all the loans they're not able to pay back. So it's hard to look past current costs and see further into the future on how they can make their product actually attainable and affordable. So then Telstra. They don't even want to change it. They want to scrap it altogether, get rid of the problem once and for all. The bane of RSP's existence, and of course excluding any aging copper they actually sold to NBN Co in the first place. And I get it, if the CVC is causing so many problems, let's just get rid of it entirely. On the other hand, is this just a ploy to get a bigger margin? Now, look, the CVC cost and the way it is implemented is bonkers. It is a completely artificial cost and or tax, which creates scarcity where there is none, leading to problems like this. Andrew Penn touts that the CVC is a tax by NBN Co for offloading traffic from the NBN to the RSP's network. See, there are fears that over the next few years, these prices will go up, causing the RSPs to pass on the cost to the customer and in the end, making currently expensive plans even more so. A problem for sure, and this is why I think it comes back to our first story. Now, just like Aussie Broadband, Telstra is also wanting NBN Co to consider lower pricing for pensioners and disadvantaged persons. So, is access to the internet a human right? To the point where wholesale providers need to lower their pricing or at least create a pricing structure that allows RSPs to sell an affordable product but doesn't let them create insane margins. Or if it does, it could provide them a way to try and compete on pricing. And look, this is not just for pensioners and disadvantaged folk, it's for everyone because I don't think the affordability for this product is just there yet. But the takeaway here is that if NBN Co do not do something about their pricing, we could see a rising cost passed on to the consumers. Now, while we can talk all we want about these things being too expensive in Australia, getting the NBN built is also not cheap. So let's do a quick news bite of that. Since 2017, NBN Co has spent nearly $800 million to improve its wireless performance. And in recent weeks, in fact, we have seen that they've been adding capacity upgrades for almost 200 fixed wireless towers in 6 states and territories. If you want to know more details about these upgrades and the specifics, again, the links are below. They write that the largest proportion of work focused on towers in Victoria, followed by New South Wales, and that was based on the analysis by the writers there in an article by IT News. Now, few things to note on this is that users will not see improvement in services. It could be all the future-proofing work or improvements to other systems that have no direct correlation on performance, but might add to stability. Now, they have said that overall the performance of the fixed wireless networks will improve over time as they finish these works. So there is a lot going on this week in the NBN Co space. It was quite expected when they were going to reveal, well, not reveal, but sort of talk about how the RSPs have come back with suggestions to NBN Co. It's good to see that there are RSPs who are keen to discuss and understand that the pricing is actually too expensive for the average Australian. It's very impressive. So guys, Thank you very much for watching this update. I know it's just been about the NBN, but maybe some of you folk are only interested about the BN. Thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'll chat to you there. Let's have a good discussion. Don't get too angry at each other. And I'll see you guys in another video. Bye!